Hey guys, it's your girl Kizzy Rock, and yes, Kizzy Rock is my birth given name. Happy Tuesday, guys. Want to say hey to all my subscribers, new as well as season. Got a word for you. Tap in. Guys, let's chat about leveling up. All right, so let's start, guys. Here's the thing. We only know what we know, meaning how you were raised, what you were exposed to. That's really all you know, unless you were someone who were maybe you like to read, because reading gives you insight when you're not able to financially afford to be able to go places, etc., or I don't know, many chosen people. I know for myself, there was always something in you that just told you it was more. There was more to life than what you could see. You may have not known what that more was, but you know that there was more in the world and that you needed to go on this mission to find what that more was. But granted, there are some individuals who just never had exposure of anything. So all you know is all you know, and that's okay. It's all you know. But at some point, for those who want to venture out and wants to level up, then that requires exposure. So now that requires you to place yourself in environments that you're probably not familiar with, environments that many people don't look like you, and you have to be okay with that. And so people get stuck there. It's almost like, well, why would I go here? Because I don't know anybody who I know or will look like me that will be there. Well, what are you going for? Right? Because really it's about networking. Because you want to place yourself in environments with people. And trust me, there will be people there who look like you. There's this misconception that's keeping you from the door, because you have this misconception that everyone who is successful, everyone who's this and that, and they don't look like you. And that's not true. So you may be stuck because you may feel like, well, I don't have anybody to go with. All of my friends, all they want to do is go to Applebee's and Red Lobster. That's our 5-star meal. Applebee's, honey. Listen, no knock or diss to Applebee's. I think they still got the 2 for $2. I don't know. I haven't been in quite some time, but listen, I like Applebee's too now. But the point I'm making is there's more than Applebee's, right? But how would you know? So if you have those friends who are keeping you stagnant there, because it's almost feel like, well, I really want to venture out. I really want to like go places and network and things like that, but they're not on board. Well, you're going to have to leave them behind, sis or bro. You're going to have to leave them behind. And I know it can be fearful. It's almost like, well, but I don't want to go someplace that I've never been, or I don't even know who's in the room. I don't even feel like I fit in. And you got to step into it fearful. You have to step into it fearful. Again, in many situations, it's not that you're not fearless, it's that you have to step into it. And once you step into it, then that fear is aside. You'll be surprised that when you walk in this door all fearful, within 10 minutes of being there, how these people just welcome you in. Because let me tell you something. Sometimes, a lot of the time, not a lot of the times, the people that you feel intimidated of, they're very, very welcoming. Like they like to let loose too. Right? Because remember, they're hard workers and things like that. So they don't want to just be around other hard workers who want to be talking about business 24 hours a day. Yes, it's a time for that. But when we're talking about letting loose, when you're in environments such as golf tournaments and just charity events and 5-star hotel lounges, the 5-star hotel lounges, like their bar area, right? Horse races, things like that. You see people letting loose. They're not sitting there having a conversation about stock markets. Well, maybe they are, but whatever. You get my point here, right? When they're there, they're letting loose. So when you get there, you fit right in. Now, what's going to separate you is when you get there and you're looking all like you don't belong there. Then it's like, okay, well, she's weird. So not even going to invite her over for a shot because she's weird. Why is she like, So you have to, because you do belong there. So your mind just have to catch up with what you feel. You belong there. These people got the same struggle as you. These people deal with depression. They deal with anxiety. They got crazy children. They got crazy family. They got the same thing as you, just maybe a little bit more money. And half of the time, they ain't even got that, right? It's just, listen, You got trust fund babies who go broke all the time because they don't even have the well, this is going left. But anyway, you belong there. And so once you get in there and you realize like, okay, this is really cool, then your energy will start to pull more people in. And before you know it, you're enjoying yourself. Before you know it, you're realizing like, wow, I think I may actually like sitting down at a horse race. Wow, I think I may like to try golf because they say it's very peaceful. Speaking of that, I had actually said in Pastor R.C. Blick's chat section last night in the comment section, I said something in regards to like great places to network, such as golf tournaments, things like that, blase, 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 blase. But I think some people may took it as a great place to meet a husband. Listen, I guess if you're going to meet a rich, if that's your intentions, if that's what you want, then go do what you do, right? But I was speaking about a networking point. All right, so, and what I said was yes, because when you place yourself in those environments, you then meet people who can potentially expose you to more people and expose you to more things. So this past Saturday, I was to a, where was I? It was a very upscale jazz type lounge or whatever. And it's also one of those cigar bars, but it's like, again, upper echelon. So there's not smoke just floating around. They have like these systems that just, whatever, you get the point. All right, so I'm sitting there. I actually went by myself because it was just one of those days I wanted to be in my own head, my own thoughts. So I was sitting at the bar by myself, truly just checking emails, really didn't even want to be bothered that particular day. But then there was a gentleman who walked up to me. I saw them pull up earlier because I was sitting in my car checking my emails. And they pulled up driving nice. One had a Rolls Royce, the other one had a Maserati. They all came separate, but they walked in together. So I had already seen them. But again, I'm not moved by stuff like that. It's like, okay, cool, I see y'all, right? But not with the mindset of, oh, I'm going to go in here and find out which one has the Rolls Royce. No, you don't, no. You don't chase, you attract. So anyway, I'm sitting at the bar. So one of the guys, handsome white guy, as a matter of fact, he was from London. So he was just talking to me, very, very nervous. You could just tell that nervous energy or whatever. But he just kind of kept being around the bush. But finally, when we finally started to speak, I was telling him that for my birthday month, there was a few things that I'm going to try. One of those things were horseback riding and golf, because I heard golf is extremely peaceful. I was speaking in general. So he's like, oh, wow. He said, yes. He said, golf is very, very peaceful. Started to tell me a few things or whatever. He said, matter of fact, I'll be right back. So he walked away. I didn't think no more of it. He came back and he gave me this VIP card. So when I look at the card, it was like 5 free lessons to a golf tournament. And I was like, thank you, but didn't think any more about it, right? So when I got home, I researched it. The darn membership, the yearly membership, $50,000. I mean, the place is massive. I mean, it's like, it's an estate. But he gave me a card, five free lessons. Okay, so think about when you get there to try your 5 free lessons, the individuals who you will have exposure to. So you see, it's about the environments that you place yourself in that will potentially have you networking, that will open you up to more things. But you have to be confident enough to go in places by yourself. You have to be confident enough to know that I don't care if you have $1 billion. Like, that doesn't make you better than me, but it makes me wise enough to want to humble myself, to be teachable, to try to figure out, like, well, how can I get $1 billion too, right? So it's about placing yourself in certain environments. When you get in these environments, you walk with your head up, even if you have to talk to yourself and listen. You've got to fake it till you make it, right? If you're dealing with self-esteem issues, you may be, I don't know. If you're dealing with self-esteem issues, talk to yourself. Fake it till you make it. Tell yourself you belong there, right? Don't go in there all jittery, because now you're idolizing them, and they're people just like you. But once you get there and you're confident and you're looking at everybody in their eyes, regardless of who's in the room, regardless if no one looks like you, you're looking in their eye, you're being friendly, you might have $1 in your bank account. Why do you got to know that? Why they gotta know that? And people are attracted to confidence, right? People are attracted to like vibrant spirits, things like that. And before you know it, somebody gives you a card. Before you know it, they invite you here. Before you know it, and now the saga continues. But you yourself still have to be building yourself up in the process, right? Because the whole agenda is to eventually learn, be teachable, network so you can grow versus trying to latch on to somebody who can carry you. That's not going to work. I'm telling you now. So whoever that was that emailed me in regards to just wanting to go to latch onto a rich person, that's not going to work. I mean, I don't know. It may, but it's not going to stick. I'll just say that. So, and you should want your own anyway, right? I mean, you should want your own. So I wanted to share that, guys. Again, I know that sometimes that could be challenging. Not for me, because I guess I've been doing it for so long. I made a conscious decision maybe 15 years ago. I made a conscious decision that I'm not going to wait on somebody to get to the point where they want to try different things. I'm going to start trying it by myself. Had to step into it fearful. And I realized when I got there, I was like, what was I waiting on? Because these people are more down to earth than the people that I left, right? So, and before you know it, you start meeting people. And another thing you will realize is many of them will be happy to help you more than your own. Just keeping it real. You guys have a great one. It's your girl, Kizzy Rock.